Captain's log, stardate 54480.6. The expedition is en route toward Gul Drel ship along the Cardassian border that is near Tzenkethi space. At 0900 hours, the Tzenkethi declared war against the Cardassian Union. This move doesn't surprise me at all, since our last dealings with the Tzenkethi over a Federation colony near their space several months ago, they attempted to expand the region into the Badlands through odd, quirkish deals. However, the Tzenkethi seem to be hell bent on their expansion efforts. Normally, I would think this is odd behavior for them since they are normally a xenophobic culture, but times are changing and too fast, I'm afraid. Vice Admiral Parham has ordered us not to move, or has ordered not to move any Federation ships into the Cardassian space and are undergoing withdrawal procedures of our forces within their space. Something I disagree on. Right now, the Cardassians are still recovering from the Dominion War, and reconstruction efforts within Cardassia would only come to a halt, leaving billions of lives in the balance. Admiral Para has given us a 36-hour window to figure out why the Tzenkethi have taken a pro-war stance against Cardassia, or what they're truly up to, and I intend to make full use of that time to get to the bottom of this. End log.
All right, so as Praxis stated in the log, you are currently en route to rendezvous with Gul Drel's ship. In the meantime, I'll allow whatever free roleplay you would like. Any staff briefings, any roleplay between players, anything like that? Yeah, so whatever free roleplay you guys like to do.
So, excuse me. I'm assuming we're all on the bridge. While we have a little time, DeGrasse is gonna walk up to the security station and kind of nod at Lieutenant Casey.
Casey will nod back.
So, anything interesting on your scans, Lieutenant Casey?
Not as far as I've seen, but we're keeping a close eye on it.
Good. Good. DeGrasse is going to lean forward and say, so, going to have a little time after shift to maybe catch up on some 3D chess? It's been a while since we played.
It has, and I think I do.
Good. Very good. Without a certain counselor here to distract me, this might be a more fair game than it was last time.
Oh, I agree completely. But my skills have only grown better.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. Carry on.
Yes, Commander.
Grass is going to go to the captain. Captain, any thoughts on the current situation?
Other than this is an odd behavior for the Tzenkethi,
I agree. I have to admit, I wasn't fully believing it when I first heard the news, but obviously we'll be able to confirm it very shortly. Is there anything that you would like us to do to prepare?
why don't you and Mr. Casey go over what we know about Tzenkethi vessels, and see if we can come up with some sort of find any sort of weakness within their ships that we can maybe exploit in battle if it would come to it.
Of course, Captain. Understood. We'll get right on that.
Captain, did the Tzenkethi give any casus belli? Any particular reason why they decided to declare war?
As far as I'm aware, they did not. Admiral Pira hasn't said a word on it. All we know is the Tzenkethi declared open war with the Cardassian Union.
Sorry, you faded out there towards the end, Prax.
All I'm aware of that the Tzenkethi has declared open war against the Cardassian Union.
And Pera's pulling this all out?
It would appear so.
Good God, Captain. We've just barely got the medical situation in the Cardassian Union stabilized. We pull out all of our support now. Tens of thousands could die just from lack of basic medical treatment. Not to mention whatever the Tzenkethi will do, or Starfleet would make up its mind.
It would appear that Starfleet does not want to engage in a conflict with Tzenkethi at this time.
I can't say I blame them there. Every Tzenkethi vessel we've run into out here has been acting weird. From the old colony to the one that saved us from the raiders outside the Badlands.
Something tells me if the Tzenkethi are willing to fight an open war of conquest against the Cardassian Union, they're not going to stop there.
Hell, it's not going to be a war. They can't even control their borders anymore. That's why we're here. The Tzenkethi will roll over the Cardassians in the state they are now in a week.
Exactly. And then what will happen to our security situation on the border here?
Well, I wouldn't want to be on Bajor, that's for sure. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and the Tholians will step in. Just what we need.
Well, the Tholians will have to go through the Tolarian Republic first, but... And don't forget about the Breen, Doctor.
I wish I could forget about the Breen. So what's the plan, Captain? We've got 36 hours to figure out what the hell is going on in this region of space.
Do what we do best, Doctor. We investigate. And if need be, we have 36 hours. Maybe we can come to some sort of peace agreement.
What was the name of that Tzenkethi that we met at the colony?
That was a long time ago. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing.
I got it here. The two ways donate rank.
Yes. Vel. For Tzenkethi, relatively reasonable and at least spoke to us. Maybe that's a place to start. If we can find her.
Possibly, though, considering the deal that we bargained with. She probably is not in any high regard among the Tzenkethi hierarchy anymore.
Mm.
DeGrasse will radio down to engineering.
Menjock here.
Vendrock, quick status update for us, if you will.
All systems are go, Captain.
Everything in tip-top shape?
Yes, sir.
All right. Remember, a little while ago, we were pressing the engines pretty hard and thought we detected a little bit of a vibration there. So, as long as you're assuring me that everything is good to go, I feel pretty good.
I'll go ahead and run a systems diagnostic while I'm at it. Make sure everything is good to go.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it as
Okay.
always.
Hi, Commander.
Right. So DeGrasse and Casey were tasked with trying to find a weakness to the. I can let you guys make an advantage roll to try to find one.
Sounds good.
Yep.
So this is probably going to be reason or insight with security. We'll make this a difficulty 2.
My highest would be Insight Security 14. But you?
Well, my reason security is 14 as well. Do you have a focus?
Would observation work?
Not in this case.
I don't know. What about shipboard weapon systems, considering a weakness could be targeting, finding a way to disable their weapons?
I'll let you use that at an increased complication range.
Okay, and what do you have for focuses? You ask. Maybe you have something better.
Well, not much. Computers, because we're attempting to model out a scenario and find a weakness in their systems.
No.
Worth a shot. In that case, no. So I think it's all you, Casey.
Okay, so complication range of 2.
Yep.
Focus.
And DeGrasse can assist because you are kind of working on this.
Yep. Okay. I'll generate 1 threat. Might as well get some momentum here too. Okay.
Just typing it out.
Commander, the Tzenkethi have advanced shielding that can withstand much more than most enemies we encounter. However, we could increase the output of the phaser arrays by redirecting one additional power to add piercing against them.
Interesting. Well, let's make it so, Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
We're gonna need every advantage we can get, I think.
Then, so you guys get 3 more.
Blackwell wants to do a little research. First off, I'm going to start with some stuff that we should already know. I should be able to find pretty quick that the Cardassian freighters that were going missing near Tzenkethi space in the Badlands, from what I can tell from the notes, they were basically carrying food more than anything else. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I can go into the ship's database and various updates from Starfleet and see if there are any other reports around the other borders with Tzenkethi space of similar ship disappearing. See if there's any kind of larger pattern. I'm wondering if yeah, just to see if there's any other, like food supply ships or anything like that going missing on the other borders around Tzenkethi space.
Give me Insight Con difficulty 1.
Ooh. Don't think I have any focus that will apply.
And I'll allow an assist computers con.
Ooh. Well, I'll use the 2 momentum I've gained to squash that complication.
Excellent.
No luck there, Captain. I was thinking that maybe some sort of food shortage might be driving the Tzenkethi to it, but all of those kind of raids tend to be localized around the Badlands. If they were experiencing some kind of massive food shortage, you'd expect it to be all around their borders.
Well, those food supplies were slated to go to Cardassia. Perhaps it's a measure of them potentially trying to weaken the Cardassian Union. Though it's never been concrete evidence that we've recovered that the Tzenkethi are behind those attacks.
Well, looks like they've been stealing the Cardassians' own tricks.
Helm, ETA until we rendezvous with Gul Drel's ship.
About half hour, Captain.
Is everything fine with the expedition, or do I
Yep.
have to?
Yes, all departments are reporting optimal functional.
Cool. I'll inform as well.
Galactic power politics loathes a vacuum. And the Cardassian Union's weakness leaves a hell of a power vacuum. Somebody's bound to take advantage of it sooner or later.
Though I am more troubled by our withdrawal from Cardassian space during this time.
Agreed. There's no love lost between me and the Cardassians, Captain, but it seems to me like the best way to handle this kind of incursion would be to meet it with head-on some force. But that's above my pay grade.
Ensign Sova, what current vessels are within, or Starfleet vessels that are still within the area?
We are reporting no Starfleet vessels, but there are a number of civilian cargo ships slated to leave Cardassia within 3
What is the closest Federation vessel to us?
That would be the Defiant at Deep Space Nine, Captain.
Well, Blackwell's going to spend the journey time pulling up whatever Starfleet Medical has on Tzenkethi physiology and biology and psychology, and also downloading the whatever relevant information we have into my tricorder so I can have it handy.
Yep, basically whatever's in the Alpha book. So not much.
Hmm.
They are reclusive. But if there is nothing else, we could speed up plot.
Sounds good to me.
Anyone else?
Yeah, sounds good to me too.
All right.
Captain, the ship's not here. However, there is debris indicating that Gul Drel's ship, or at least some ship here, may have been destroyed.
Great. Scan for survivors.
Aye, sir.
So this will be reason security difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensors. I did not adjust, so would that be 0?
It was difficulty 1. With advanced sensors, it drops it by 1 to a minimum of 0.
Cool. Yep, difficulty 0.
Okay. Guess I'll just roll for momentum. Or shoot, that was insight security. What was it?
Reason security.
Okay, now let's see what my rolls were. 14,
I mean, is your
11
reason
and 14. Mine is my reason would be 13, I think. So I would have gotten 1, but
You said it was 13.
12. Sorry,
Yeah,
Couldn't
you,
do
you
math,
still
you're saying.
succeed.
I just only got 1 less momentum.
Also, you have an 8 and a 11.
Yeah, they're both successes.
One sec.
Commander, signal yellow alert.
Captain, I have confirmed that it is Gul Drel's ship that is the debris out there. Weapon signatures indicate that it was destroyed by Tzenkethi weapons. Several escape pods have been launched, however, they appear to be empty. There are no survivors as far as I can tell.
Is there any indication of where the Tzenkethi vessel went to next?
I'll try to track down a warp trail now,
Right.
Captain.
This one is going to be reason or insight using science or con, difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's sensors con. So difficulty 1.
Not my best stats.
We could activate Silva or
Blackwell's rolling a 14 reason science.
or that.
Assume the commander would roll highly as well in that one.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, I
DeGrasse,
could do. Yeah, I could do 16 for the roll.
Yeah, I was about to say your former science.
Cool. And sorry, you guys cut out for a sec. What was the roll for again?
It's reason science.
Um,
Trying to
determine.
find a warp trail.
Gotcha. So focus and sensor operation.
Yep.
Yep. And then the difficulty was.
After modifiers, difficulty 1.
Okay.
I think that's 2 float.
Yep, you guys get 3 out of that.
Captain, I've been able to detect a faint warp trail that appears to be leading away from this area. Seems that the heading looks to be a system between Cardassians and Tzenkethi space.
Captain, I'm monitoring comm chatter between the Cardassian Second Order, which is currently. Oh wait, sorry. What's the role for decrypting this?
So the role is to actually try to figure out what the messages are.
Right. So I have picked up comms traffic from the Second Order, but I don't know what they're saying. Okay. What's the role for that?
It would be control using security or engineering, difficulty 3, assisted by security and comms.
Okay. 3 observation for a focus. So I'm observing comm chatter.
Yes, I will allow that.
All right, I'll generate a threat for an extra dice.
Will you guys stop rolling so well?
Just give it a minute.
Yeah. This can't go on forever. We're burning it all now before we get into any battles. And we'll be finished with that. Captain, I've managed to decrypt the Cardassian transmissions. Cardassian High Command is telling the Second Order that there may be an impending attack from Tzenkethi forces, and their intelligence suggests that the Tzenkethi are preparing an overwhelming force to attack the Second Order and move in to attack the Cardassian shipyards in the Monarch system. If the Tzenkethi push through, they will be poised to further destroy Cardassian infrastructure and be in a position to attack Cardassia itself, which is, at this point, still almost completely defenseless. Captain, if this happens, it'll be a massacre.
Bring up a tactical map of the area, Lieutenant.
He'll bring up the strategic map that he's looking at.
We'll just bring up the actual map.
Hooray!
So where exactly are we at?
All right, I'm not seeing a map.
Roughly about there.
Okay, I'm not on the map. I'm still on the opening page.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on the map.
There's a node down in Chicago with the Google service. That Roll20
There's a what
uses.
now in Chicago?
There's a node down somewhere around. Like I had it. Like I'm using a VPN right now, but I had to like get out of Chicago because there's some node in that area that's down with Roll20.
With Roll20?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've just been on the starting page this entire time.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm in Chicago, so that probably affects me. But if half the people are on the map, then cool.
We'll fill you in, Doc.
Yeah.
I seen the map. I'm in
Same here. Yeah.
I'm in Georgia.
Can you try leaving Roll20 and
Yeah,
logging, coming back in? Close the game, come back.
Yeah, that's my next. I'm doing that now. Go ahead. I'll deal with it one way or another.
Where is the Cardassian Coalition? Second Order.
At Evnail.
So the Tzenkethi have already crossed into Cardassian space.
They have. And the warp trail would lead you somewhere here.
All right. That didn't do any good, so give me a little bit better descriptions.
So the Second Order is probably about 10 light years away from the Cardassian border. It looks like the Tzenkethi fleet has fled back towards a pocket within the Badlands. Where supposedly I guess they're hiding a fleet currently at. Is what I'm guessing.
So you're saying that the Tzenkethis have withdrawn back towards the Badlands, or the Cardis?
The Tzenkethi have, from what we can tell. But
Okay.
if they attack, they would more than likely if they decimate that fleet, it would leave the Cardassian Union up wide open for, essentially annihilation. Right. Am I getting that right, GM?
Basically, yeah. So the warp trail is leading. So the warp trail from whatever attacked Gul Drel's ship is leading to the area between the Cardassian Union and the Tzenkethi coalition, a little bit northwest, probably west northwest of the Badlands. It is leading
Okay.
to a planetary system. However, you intercepted the Cardassian communications saying that they suspect an impending attack on their second order troops currently occupying around the Avenel system. They estimate that they are severely outnumbered. And they suspect that they will be attacking the shipyards at Monac. Do remember you guys have a ton of float currently, so you can ask more specific questions about either of the tasks we just completed. You can use it to make advantages, possibly further information you might not have readily available. A lot of options.
So second order is apparently organizing at Avenal in order to try and fend off a Tzenkethi attack on the shipyards at Monac, from what we know.
Correct.
Meanwhile, the warp trail leads off west-northwest.
Probably to a system between the Badlands and the Lower Nebula. Probably like in between there.
Okay.
I don't know
Yep.
if you have like a map up, like
I
maybe
do.
from the
Yeah, I pulled
maybe
up
from the briefing.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to ask if that system was between the nebula and the Badlands.
And where are we currently?
Probably east northeast of Avenal currently.
Okay.
Probably between Avenal and the Badlands, probably equidistant in between there.
Okay.
Probably right in the middle between the Badlands and Avenal.
All right. Thanks. Sorry, I can't actually see the Roll 20 map.
I mean, it's ice storming in Chicago, so I'm surprised
Yeah.
I have power, to be honest.
Yeah. And they called me a fool for downloading all these maps and buying the stellar cartography book. Ha ha, who's the fool now?
The joke is on you.
With the is there any other military deployment that the Cardassians are currently doing?
So you do know that the Third Order has been deployed along the Federation border and the border with the Badlands. Probably around here is where the Third Order is. However, they are under direct command of Gul Drel.
Who is currently missing, supposedly.
And they've and where did we think that the Tzenkethi are massing in the Badlands?
Or between the Badlands and the Nebula. That's the general direction, right?
Where that
that-
warp trail leads, yes.
Okay.
I will give you, if you spend one of your floats, I will give you the location of their staging ground.
That's fine. I was gonna ask like if there was multiple warp trails or not.
There was just the one leading away from the Gul. So that could probably be. I'll give the Gross, the science officer, free question. There's only one warp trail. The massing ground for them is near this dark matter nebula. For the Tzenkethi.
I was
That was
thinking
one
about
of your
laying
floats.
a trap there. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And that's for the Tzenkethi fleet that's going to intercept the Second Order?
That is where they're coming from.
Gotcha.
So they made a small incursion into their space, and this is going to be their like big push. if that makes sense. I wish I could draw lines on here. Wait, I might be able to.
So where's the dark matter nebula located?
In Cardassian space.
Yep.
Near
Yes.
at the bar and
Okay. Yes, I see. Okay, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a little green dot on the map.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we could ask if the warp trail resembles one we would expect from a Tzenkethi ship.
It
Don't we
does.
are- yeah.
It is definitely Tzenkethi.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I won't ask that question.
Why are they massing along the Why are the Cardassians massing along the Federation border?
Gul Drel moved the Third Order along there to try to protect his shipping.
Okay.
That
Right.
was established in the first episode of the arc, 2 episodes
Okay.
ago.
Okay.
So in mid-December somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, so
I like to open the channel to Vice Admiral Perla.
Okay. Channel will be open. Captain.
Admiral,
What is-
news is not good. It would appear that the Tzenkethi have already begun their invasion plans. It would appear that they're potentially massing or have a fleet massed within the dark matter nebula within Cardassian space, and are preparing to potentially launch a invasion strike towards their shipping yard in Monarch. Currently, the Cardassian forces are divided, one's protecting the shipping lanes. However, I know you pulled many of the starships, Starfleet vessels out of the air. I was wondering if you could potentially do me a favor.
What is it that you ask of me, Captain?
There is a region of space that is neutral space between the Cardassian Union and the Tzenkethi around the Falvinia system. If you could deploy a small task force in the air to patrol those shipping lanes and protect that area, it would hopefully maybe prevent a Tzenkethi incursion from moving into that area and allow the Cardassians to group their forces up more to combat the to combat the Tzenkethi forces that are invading.
I have moved forces along our border with Cardassia and the Tzenkethi coalition. However, my orders are very clear from command. I am to stay put.
Admiral, with all due respect, who higher up than you would give you these orders? If I may ask.
All I know is that this came straight from Starfleet Command itself.
I mean,
I do not have any more information than that.
with all due respect, Admiral, we're talking about billions, if not trillions, of lives within the Cardassian Union.
I understand what is at stake, Captain. That is why I have delayed recalling your ship. You are my eyes and ears inside the Cardassian Union, Captain. I have pulled all of my favors in order to keep you on station. However, I cannot do so forever.
I understand, Admiral. Expedition out.
Captain, if I might be so forward, Sounds like we might be hanging the Cardassians out to dry.
It definitely sounds like this. What is the nearest starship to the Falvina system, Lieutenant?
It's this one, right?
Yeah.
The USS Crazy Horse, Captain.
It's my old ship.
Open a channel to the Crazy Horse.
Or was it on the Tecumseh?
You don't have a captain's name of that ship, do you? Since it just so randomly happened to be your old ship.
I may be confusing the Crazy Horse and the Tecumseh. Let me find my character history here. Yep, sorry, it was the Tecumseh. My fault.
Okay, never mind. Cool. This is the Crazy Horse.
Captain, I'm going to ask a favor from you. I'm sure you're aware of the current situation within the Cardassian space.
Only that we have been redeployed upon the orders. What is going on, Captain?
It would appear that there is a full-scale invasion of the Tzenkethi within Cardassian space. We only know preliminary data currently.
And command is just letting us sit here while Cardassians are being attacked?
Precisely. I was wondering if you could go against some orders.
What do you need, Captain?
If you don't mind, and if you can convince another captain or two in your area to patrol between the Falvina system. I think that's Nyoka. Yeah. Sorry, it's blurry.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking to. Yeah, but I see it on my map. This one.
Yes.
And this one.
Potentially that 3 light year area.
Yep.
I was wondering if you can patrol that area, potentially try to wave off any sort of Tzenkethi coalition that might disembark heading through there towards Cardassia.
I will attempt to rally a few other ships to patrol that area. Unfortunately, our orders are pretty firm. If nothing else, I will go have a look between there, Captain. Perhaps just showing the flag might be enough. Dissuade any type of Tzenkethi activity in that area. I mean, surely they don't mean to strike at the Federation itself.
Let's hope not. Hopefully, your ship is enough for a diversion of those of Tzenkethi forces from traveling that route. But this would hopefully allow some Cardassian reinforcements to move elsewhere.
I will do what I can, Captain, and good luck.
And to you. Expedition out.
And the comm is closed. I'll use that as I'll use 2 of your floating momentum to create that advantage.
And now the hard part. Convincing the Cardassians to move their ships to another system. Who's in command of the Third Order? Since
You
Gul-
mean after Gul Drel?
yeah, after Gul Drel, someone had to take his place.
Let me find you a name really quick. Stand by. It will be Gul Prit. Prit.
Ops, put me through to Gul Prit.
Aye, Captain. And on screen is a ornery looking Cardassian.
Hey, Casey. Your mic is shorting out.
Okay, one second.
This is Gul Prit.
This is Captain Azrael Prax, the Federation Starship Monarch. I understand you've kind of intercepted some communications. I'm wondering why the Third Order is not moving in towards Avenel to help protect and reinforce the Second Order.
We have our standing orders from Gul Drel to maintain position until we hear from him.
I hate to inform you, but we found Gul Drel's vessel. It was destroyed. We were unable to pick up any life signs in the escape pods. We believe he's either been killed or captured by the Tzenkethi.
Those insolent fools, I will make them pay for this.
Let's not be too hasty, Gul. Right now, I believe your duties is to protect the Cardassian people, and I'm here on a limited time, and I'm trying to do my best to help you out.
Very well, I will forego an attack into Tzenkethi space temporarily, Captain. But mark my words, I will have my vengeance. What is it you need from me?
We believe the Tzenkethi coalition forces are hiding currently in the Dark Matter Nebula, where potentially they're holding Gul Drel if he is still alive. I would like you to move your forces in and hide them near the Dark Matter Nebula, and hopefully we can create a pincer maneuver to blockade the Tzenkethi coalition, preventing them from invading Cardassia.
All right, this is going to be a presence command roll. I'm going to make it a difficulty 4. Complication will be 2.
Persuasion or strategy and tactics for focus.
Persuasion.
Take a threat, and I'm going to spend 2 momentum.
Dear God.
Home run? Is that a home run there? It's almost at 7.
I think so. So you want us to redeploy the Third Order around the Dark Matter Nebula?
Correct. And if you can convince the goal of the Second Order to prepare for to maneuver towards the Atbar system.
The Second Order has taken numerous casualties, but I will see what I can do.
We rendezvous with your fleet as soon as you disembark.
Very well. Pret out.
So who's up for some cowboy diplomacy?
You do know the warp trail that attacked the Gold ship is going here, right?
Right, but the
And
staging area
not
was
here.
the dark
Right,
matter
right.
nebula, supposedly.
Yeah, just so you're you're
Right.
clear. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go follow the warp trail.
Well, yeehaw, Captain.
All right, so you're following the warp trail between the Badlands and the Rollard Nebula, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just so I'm clear of what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I'm just,
Anything you'd like to finish up around here?
no, I think that's all we can do. I'm just trying to give the Cardassians a fighting chance.
Yep.
Essentially. So I'll be right back 1 second, though.
Actually, I'll be right back too. I gotta grab some water.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No worries. Ed went to go grab some water.
All right, I am back. I had a whole thing of water and I already drank it. Okay, is everyone back?
I am, unless
Yep.
someone else went AFK.
I never left. I'm still here.
Okay, so off to the warp trail.
Off to the warp trail.
Is my sound effects not playing now? Really?
I heard the very beginning of it, and then it was abruptly cut off.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Okay, it did not play on my end, however. Yeah, let me get you guys back to the bridge. We'll go ahead and enter the next scene, so you guys will go down a momentum. And you guys will drop out of warp where the warp trail ends. And you guys exit into a planetary system. There's 4 planets in this system, and the warp trail basically stops right at one of the planets, the second planet. However, initial scan sign shows no sign of the ship.
Maintain yellow alerts. Helm, Ops, launch a probe towards the second planet.
Hi, Captain.
This is how
A
we
few
get.
few seconds later, probe launch.
This is how we don't get involved, people, with the ship going into a trap.
And after a couple of minutes, the probe is in orbit around the second planet.
Can we conduct a scan through the probe?
Sure can. What would you like to scan for?
A Tzenkethi ship.
All right, somebody roll me reason, and let's go security or con. I will make this a difficulty 2 assisted by the sensors. Let's go con. I don't think I use that combination often enough.
It said difficulty 2.
Yes, so it'll be a difficulty 1.
Whoever wants to take up that task.
Well, my reason con is 12, so not me. Casey?
No, my mic was muted. I have 12.
I have 13.
Ooh, nice.
Because my reason is 12.
Canalne is, what, 11?
I guess it's me then.
Oh, Medrock?
I'd say
all
go
you,
for
buddy.
it.
Yep.
Alright. And how many assistants do I need? 1?
Yes, just 1.
Okay. Well, um, should I spend some momentum or not? And this is for the probe.
Yeah, we're looking for a Tzenkethi ship.
Oh, okay. So we're scanning, probably. So computers is a focus.
No.
No. All right.
All right, you gain 1 momentum. However, there's a complication on the table.
We'll just spend the momentum that we gained and then 1 momentum in the pool to negate the complication.
All right, Captain. Do not detect any ships around the planet or in the system. However, there is a base on the planet's surface.
A base.
Does the probe indicate who the base belongs to?
GM, any identification?
It will have to be a moment.
Sure.
We're in Cardassian space still, right?
No.
No,
Okay.
we're in like a neutral zone area, I think.
Yeah.
Captain, it looks like the life signs in the base are Tzenkethi and Cardassian.
You said Cardassian?
Yes, sir. They may have multiple prisoners or something else going on.
Helm, set a course for the second planetoid and put us in a high orbit to help avoid detection. Let's go in
Yes,
for a
Captain.
closer look.
Yes, Captain. And the ship starts moving toward the planet. Anything you guys want to do before?
If anyone remembers from that episode, Casey made his like little special forces team, so I guess he would notify them in case they're needed.
Chief,
So I take it we're going to beam down at the middle of this.
Maybe. Chief, can you place a early warning probe to notify us of any vessels that could come into the area? Essentially, I want to create an advantage that if a ship does enter the system, probe will let
I
us
think
know.
he just messaged me. I think he put it in the wrong chat, but he said he had to go to the bathroom.
I can launch probes. I think that falls under security. Sometimes, depending on the show.
Essentially, just an advantage that we'll get notified that there's a ship coming in to the system in case we don't see it.
You guys could either spend the momentum or you could roll.
What would the roll be?
It's either going to be security or engineering, probably using control.
I can roll a control security.
But I am going to spend 2 threat here to make the difficulty 3.
Does the ship assist?
No.
Sorry, a switch got flipped on my mic. Would shipboard weapon systems be applicable for launching the probe?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Just have to do this the old-fashioned way then.
Because in my mind, most of the work is happening on the probe.
Right. I don't think I can spin anything else. Would I be able to get an assist from another character?
When Mendrak comes back, I'm sure he
Sure.
can assist you in setting up.
Sure. Does anyone else have a decent control engineering?
I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
If only you had that talent.
Yeah.
Did you say control engineering?
Yep.
14.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I think I'll go for it. Oh, well, Mindrek's back here too. Mindrek, want to assist in a control engineering role?
Yep, sure.
All right, awesome.
So that was what engineering?
Control engineering. Do you actually have
Okay.
any applicable focuses? You might be better to be the lead roller here.
So basically, you're trying to set up a probe to act as a early warning in case any ships enter the system.
Alright, well, I have computers, diagnostics, emergency repairs, warp core, reverse engineering, and EPS.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oh,
I'll
well.
just go for it. I'll generate a threat for an extra dice.
I do have a 16 between
Uh,
control and engineering.
Yeah, I have a 16 for control security, so
Okay.
it's pretty much the same, I guess, either way. Come on. Yeah, so close. It's all on you, man.
Don't you have bold, Casey?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's why I generated the threat. I always do that and then forget about that. Yeah, so we're good. But we can still
Then-
generate momentum.
Then Mendrock just one dice control.
Oh, okay. So you want me to control engineering one die?
Yep.
Alright. Assisting. Cool. Sure, right.
Generate that momentum, and the probe is ready and launched.
Awesome.
There we go. Captain,
Yes, Chief.
probe is ready and launched.
Thank you, Chief. Well, Commander, prepare your away team. This will be a covert operations. Do not
You've got it.
attack unless, you're fired upon.
You got it, Captain. Alrighty, let's put together a small away team. Well, Casey, and then Dr. Blackwell, if you'd like to accompany us.
Someone's got to be there to patch you up.
Well, DeGrasse is not really built for covert, action-oriented away missions, so your skills might come in pretty handy.
I made character sheets for the like special forces people, but they are just like generic security NPCs mostly because couldn't think of any like legal way to make them special forces without getting them experienced. We're not in roll 20 yet though.
Well, I mean, my vote would be to take them, if at all possible.
I mean, we have two security supporting characters that are already got some pretty nice upgrades. So I think one is going to need to stay on the ship.
I can throw them in really fast if you want. We can take one of our secure NPCs here. What do they have?
Got
You
one with
could-
hand combat.
Technically, just take a security team with you, and that'll give you an advantage on all security checks. That's 1 momentum and 1 threat to the GM, though.
Well, that sounds good to me. If you want to, Casey.
Yeah, that works for me too. Yeah. The only thing
Well, I
with
mean-
the tactical squad thing is I made them using those rules in the security book, so they get, like, depending on their position of squad, a different advantage. But
That does not.
you get an advantage.
That doesn't work for this. Like, I mean, that's gonna be up to Ed, but that's for a different type of play.
Okay.
Blackwell will stop by sickbay and grab a med kit and an emergency surgical kit. I'll make sure and put my tricorder in silent mode. Do I want to take a personal force field?
So Casey.
Yep.
You recommend type 2s for everybody? Think we're gonna be good?
I have no idea. I don't even have a type 2 in. Oh wait, yeah. I already have type. Yeah, type 2 or 3. I mean, what's the difference in the stats between them? It's like only 1 dice, isn't it?
Well, Type 3 is the rifle, so it gives you it gives the accurate quality as well, which lets you re-roll if you aim.
My issue is I only have focus in the phaser handgun, so. But yeah, we could bring type 3s if you wanted.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, we could probably, I don't know, stick to type 2s.
Am I allowed to spend a milestone to switch out a focus during a session or at the end? Because I just realized there's one I've wanted to switch out. Would be useful in
the
this
end.
situation. All right,
Yeah,
I'll
at
do
the
that
end.
this time.
Do keep in mind that I will be expecting payment of all opportunity and escalation costs.
Yep.
So, best bet is to keep the team small. Depending on how much equipment you're wanting to take down with you, like you could probably may want to take a security team, which is 1 threat, 1 momentum. If you take a phaser rifle, it's an opportunity cost of 1, escalation of 2, but we only play the escalation cost once. If you're wanting to have body armor, then that's a opportunity cost of 1 for each member, and then a escalation cost of 1.
I'm sorry, what was the escalation cost on the body armor?
It's 1, which means the GM gets 1 threat. And we can technically give the GM threat for opportunity cost as well.
Well, I'm certainly open to recommendations. But yeah, security team sounds good. Let's lean against body armor. We're taking a doctor, so he can patch us up.
Unless he gets shot, but then we're really screwed.
Well, yeah, that'd be the end of the operation anyway. So if we take, Oh, sorry. Go
I'll
ahead.
give you a momentum and a couple of threat to strap on put a personal force field on my belt.
Is personal force field opportunity cost for everyone or escalation cost for everyone?
You pay the escalation once, and everybody who takes one pays the opportunity cost. It's 1 opportunity, 2 escalation.
Right.
But it gives you a resistance of 4. But once you're hit, if you have to roll a challenge dice, and if you roll an effect, it loses power for the rest of the scene, and doesn't provide resistance anymore. Whereas that's not something you have to worry about with body armor, which gives you 2 resistance.
I mean, I'd take the shields and then we can use type 2s.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
I believe that's a total of 3 threat to you, GM.
Yay!
And all of our momentum.
Nothing like landing for your covert operation with no momentum.
And I will use 3 of that and spend 1 more for the stuff I'm going to.
Because Tzenkethi are threatening. So it's DeGraw, Cassie, Blackwell, or Casey, Blackwell, and who else?
One of the security NPCs. Probably Coda, I would imagine, or I don't know which one has better. Compare them.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever wants to play them can pick, I guess, because I'll be playing my own character. But
Mendrock, do you have a preference?
pretty much the same.
I have no idea on the difference between them, so. I guess the female Kona striker.
Actually, she might want to stay aboard because she has shipboard
Oh, okay.
tactical systems and as a focus, whereas Shechekreth is way more ground based.
Yeah, small arms. Alright.
If we wanted to bring 5, we could bring like Sokolov to have an engineer, just in case, but or knight. But
Yeah.
And you're taking,
Bemis.
and then you said you're taking a security detachment, or no?
I spent for it, so
Okay, so yes. All right, so we're going with those 6.
Right now, I'm just seeing 4. Are we taking Boris as well for an engineer?
I just threw 2 random Starfleet security people just to throw them on. You're gonna get the advantage instead of being able to use them directly. But just for flavor and for something that's gonna be going on.
I
Guess
was
it
just
depends
trying to
on-
get everybody a secondary to play who wasn't taking their main.
Yeah, I guess Prax wants to play.
Yeah, Prax, do you want to play Boris?
I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm always on the fence if I can cover engineering myself or not. I don't know.
I don't know how much engineering we'll need anyway, but
I mean, there's also Mendrock too. You could either take Mendrock or engineer NPC.
Well, Mendrock, do you want to play yourself, or would you rather play a security person?
I'll play myself. That's fine. I'm not really a combat person though, so I mean,
You and me both, buddy.
Thank you, Captain Reynolds.
can we all hit shields or armor or did that?
we all got
Uh,
personal shields.
Yeah,
So,
personal shields.
was
Ed
just
will have to
curious.
take 2 more threat for the other 2s to get the other 2 characters to get shields.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm okay.
And we all have type 2s, right?
I
At
only
least I have a type 2.
I have a type 1 on my sheet, so I'll have to.
What's the cost to add type 2s?
They're standard.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess everyone can just add them then. Awesome.
They're standard by rank, so like you're a security officer, so it's standard for you. But for
Yeah,
an engineer, the standard's a type 1.
yeah.
So what's the cost to give one to an engineer?
It doesn't say in the book.
Right, yeah, that's the gray area.
Right.
But I'll just say an opportunity cost of 1, just because it's technically not standard issue. But I will not take an escalation.
Well, whoever doesn't have one, I guess, up to you guys if you want some type 2s.
So, yeah, Shikarath or Shikakrath comes equipped with the type 3. Casey, you're carrying a type 2. I'm assuming the security personnel are carrying type 2s.
You don't have to worry about those guys.
Yeah, I think Chakrath is supposed to have a type 2. She's just only ever been used when we escalated to using type 3s.
I already
Gotcha.
changed her sheet with
Awesome.
the type 2 stats.
Darn.
Yeah, don't worry about the red shirts. That's for my reference.
Okay. I'm fine with the type 1. Mendrock?
Yes.
As first officer, though, I'm pretty sure type 2 is standard for you as well.
Yeah, it gave me a type 1 when I
it's-
made the character.
Yeah, it's based on rank too, so commanders
Yeah.
get access to type 2s.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I believe it's Lieutenant Commander get the type 2.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Since I went to the Expeditionary Academy for my Starfleet training, it didn't let me take my lieutenant or lieutenant commander rank. So I kind of looked up and guessed that being a master chief petty officer. I'll just go with the type 1 and hopefully I
Alright.
won't need to use it.
All right, cool. I just need the transporter roll, which will be control engineering, difficulty 2 because of your advanced sensors, assisted by sensors.
Come on,
Be
Knight.
Knight. Yeah, this is her last, or this activation actually will cap her. So,
Has she been promoted yet?
she's still ensign.
She definitely needs a promotion when capped out.
Transport and replicators for focus.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Transporters and replicators for a focus.
Yep.
You said difficulty 2?
Yep.
Take a threat.
I do enjoy.
And she has bold engineering.
Dear God, at some point you guys got to stop rolling so well. You guys get 3 momentum to head down with.
As soon as the lasers start flying, that's when it'll stop.
One can only hope.
So is our plan to rescue the Cardassians?
The orders
Is
were
that
to
what-
investigate.
I mean, the Cardassians might have the Tzenkethi prisoner. I guess we just don't really know anything yet.
So we're just snooping right now.
All right, you guys are transported into onto inside the base. It's a pretty standard base. It looks very drab, very dreary, gray walls, low light settings.
Blackwell will see if he can't scan for life forms, see how far away various ones are, at least in the transporter.
All right, give me a
tricorder range.
reason. Yeah, give me reason medicine difficulty 2.
All right, have one of those momentum for third die and cautious. Xenobiology.
I will allow it.
Ooh. I can reroll that complication. There we go.
All right, you get your momentum back.
Are we in like a little room or somewhere where we're not out in the middle of things?
Yeah, you're like at a dead end hallway, so to
Okay.
speak. You know, there's nothing immediately around you. And what I sent you are like locations and note.
Okay. Commander, I've got a cell block with several Cardassian life signs and 2 Tzenkethi. Looks like a command center with 3 Tzenkethi life signs and some sort of conference room with 1 Tzenkethi life sign.
How many Cardassians total were that, you said?
Several.
Several.
Can my readings
Well-
getting more specific?
We'll call it about 8.
8.
And you said they were in a cell block?
There is yes, it's a cell block area with 8 Cardassian life signs, 2 Tzenkethi. Who's in the cells, I can't say, but my guess is the Cardis.
Well, Doctor, which way to the cell block?
I use my tricorder and figure it out. This way.
Okay, so in order to move, this is going to be a fitness security difficulty 3. Everybody has to so one person's going to get the primary, and then everyone here has to assist. The complication range for this is going to be 3. So everyone's going to roll fitness security, unless you can persuade me of another thing that would assist you in being sneaky. Difficulty is 3. Complication range is 3 because you took 7 people.
I guess I'll do the leading role. I have 15 fitness security. Can I
Better than my
use
10.
survival for a focus? Because
No.
sneaking.
No.
Yeah. What about observation? The
How
old
about
kid job.
daring security? Because we are sneaking through an enemy base.
I will allow that as well. Actually, it's probably a better role, to be honest.
Awesome.
So yes, we will switch fitness to daring.
So, do
Thank
I
you,
have
Doc.
to succeed on this, like on my own, or do I succeed on this with all the?
So it's a So it's basically just you get the primary and everyone else is assisting. It's really just a test to see if you guys are getting complications, because on fails or complications, things could happen.
Right. All right. Well, I'm not going to generate any more dice then, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll. Very cool. Shoot me.
Ground tactics for a focus.
Yes.
Would you take control security? Since being sneaky is by necessity having to control your approach, your body, in such a way that you don't arouse any suspicion.
I'm not feeling that.
Darn.
If
Let's do it.
well, we succeeded at least.
And you were worried.
I was so worried.
Just need the doc. Oh,
I already
we have the
rolled.
doc. Who did not roll? Mendrock did not roll.
Do we want to use 2 to quash the complication?
I would say so.
Let's do it.
We gain 1 momentum.
Yes, you gain 1.
So we're losing 1.
All right, to squash it. Cool. All right, so you guys travel through the base. It takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes to actually get to the location. You don't run into anybody. You're able to avoid any patrols. You don't hit any force fields or dead ends. And you eventually come to the cell block. And you get to a door, and on the other side of the door are the 2 Tzenkethi.
So what does the door look like? Is it
It's
high
just like
security?
it's a door that opens up. It's a pretty sturdy door, but it opens up.
So looking around, does DeGrasse see any control panels? In the
Just
computer
a
system?
little one to open the door, basically. Like one giant button.
So DeGrasse is going to turn to both Mendrak and Casey. Say, you guys have any ideas about how to distract the guards or otherwise get into the cell block?
Well, a well-placed phaser shot on stun, of course.
Commander, maybe we should be trying to tap into base communications or something first. Our orders were to gather information. If we go in shooting from the hip, we may learn nothing.
Understood, Doctor. but we need to know if Gul Drel is represented among those in the cell block. To your point, though, going in there is one way to do that. Trying to tap into the computer systems and see if there's a prisoner log or something like that might be another way. GM, did we see any sort of computer systems or anything like that on our way over here?
All computer systems would be in the command center. That is why it is a location of note.
If we do get into combat, you should all be aware that Tzenkethi are extraordinarily tough. They won't go down quickly or easily.
Doctor, how many Tzenkethi did you say were, well, I guess you picked up at the command center?
3. And 1 in a conference room.
Would there be any way to perhaps disable the facility's fire suppression systems in one area and then, well, start a fire? Surely that would at least get some of them out of our way. It might be something we could be able to do as well without access to this facility's central computers.
Mendrock, did you see anywhere that we could attempt to disable fire suppression systems?
I look around. Was there anything?
Give me an insight engineering,
Okay.
difficulty 2.
Sorry, engine. And computers for focus.
I'll give you computers this time.
All right, appreciate it. I don't know.
What was the difficulty?
2.
Oh. Is an assist possible?
Nope.
May I attempt the roll?
I do have cautious engineering.
Yeah, you have to spend a momentum to activate it.
Yeah. I'm still getting the hang of some of this.
No, that's fine. But yeah,
I mean, you could always use your determination to try to reroll.
Yeah, let me do that. Because I know we need 2, so spend my determination. And
So you could try to re-roll what you missed, basically.
yeah, so I'm re-rolling 1 die.
Yep.
Yep. Alright. Oh, jeez.
knew the dice would turn eventually.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And I sent it to you via Discord message.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, alright. Commander, it looks like the high security in this location has routed all computer commands to a single location, so it's probably in the command center.
Understood, Medrock. Hmm. Casey,
Yes, sir.
is there any way for us to create a distraction to get the Tzenkethi out of that room
Well,
so we can see exactly who's in there without the aid of hacking computer systems or any sort of mechanical trickery?
well, Commander, they will detect any sort of weapons fire. I can try to position myself in a tactically advantageous position and try and draw as much attention to myself as possible. From there, you guys, the rest of you should all be able to collect as much information as possible, and then we could make a quick beam out.
With all due respect, Lieutenant, that sounds ludicrous. Perhaps we could just lure them out and knock them out by hand.
Well, if you'd like to fist fight a Tzenkethi, it's doable. I would argue they're both equally ludicrous. But if we enter the room now, we could take them by surprise. My scans do indicate that they are focused on the prisoners and aren't expecting an outside intrusion.
So, Doctor, you mentioned that the cell block and the command center were the only two locations of note, correct? Where you
No,
could
there's
detect
also
any.
Conference room.
no, there's also a conference room with a single Tzenkethi in it.
So a total
Maybe
of
an officer
6,
or something,
right?
that I could pick up on my scanner. Yes.
I mean, there's more Tzenkethi in the base. Like, there's probably about 25 Tzenkethi actually in this base. Just in those locations, those are how many are there. So if that answers that question for you.
Casey, how quickly do you think that base security would be able to respond after detecting weapons fire?
I'd imagine pretty quickly. Should I roll to get a more exact time, or?
Give me an insight security. I'm gonna make this a difficulty 3.
Would I also be able to try and figure out if there's maybe a really good position where me and maybe one or two of the others could just kind of hide ourselves away and kind of rain hell upon them without exposing ourselves completely?
Not in this role. This role I have a specific function in mind.
Right. Insight security. I don't know what it's. Would observation be a focus? Because I'm
Yes.
observing station protocols.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Normal complication.
Yes.
All right.
It is difficulty 3.
I'll be generating a threat for that extra dice. What on earth? Well, that was miserable. The dice really did.
Yep, pick the
Turn on
perfect time to turn. Casey's face goes slack, and he can't quite remember his training.
I have a 14. Did I roll?
So, could the doctor get a close enough fix on the Cardassians where the expedition could beam them out? And or is there some sort of transporter blocking material or field around the brig area?
I did not think of it, but I will spend 2 threat to give a dampening field around the major location.
I'm sorry I gave you the idea.
Well, we got rid of some threat, so it's a good way to burn it.
It was an oversight on my part.
Zooey mama.
But to be honest, I did not think of it, so I got to spend the threat. I'm gonna add that in the notes in case I ever run this again.
Okay.
What about maintenance ducts, air vents? Any other way to come in from besides the front door?
Give me insight. I will let you roll insight engineering, Doctor. We'll make this a difficulty 2.
The one thing I was thinking with going in the room is if we have to use our weapons in the room, it'll probably alert the station. So if we are going to use weapons, if we choose our fighting ground, would
Right.
give
Well,
us.
Tzenkethi is right. If we're trying to stay sneaky, then yeah, we'd need to take them out
Hand to
hand to
hand.
hand. Just roll over them and try and take them down. I'm just seeing if there's a way we can maybe get a look see.
Do you have a tranquilizers? Huh?
Do I have a what?
Do you have something maybe you can tranquil?
I mean, I've got my med kit and stuff. I can certainly try. I probably have enough anesthetizine to bring down a horse. I'm not sure that's enough for Tzenkethi. Let me turn to the page with all the drugs on it just in case.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Speak for yourself. I'm a Star Trek doctor. Drugs are magic. Okay, so difficulty 2. I'll spend a momentum for a third die. Just trying to get you rid of threat. I don't think I have any focuses which will apply here. This is not my best rolls, nonetheless.
You said you spent the momentum, right?
Yeah.
Or threat. Okay.
Momentum.
All right, cool. So you do locate openings for small air ducts that you figure you could probably fit a person into. You follow it along, it will probably let out here.
All right,
And your scans are indicating that the prisoners are here.
all right, guys, I can't see the map, so.
Wait, are we
Not
on a battle
either.
map? I'm still on the transporter.
Yeah, I'm seeing the transporter.
Yeah, me too.
Oops, sorry. I forgot to move you to Theater of the Mind. Sorry. Is that better?
Yep.
Yep.
These are the Tzenkethi here. Okay. The door is here. The air duct lets out here, and the prisoners are here.
Okay, I just figured out what was going on my end. I'm still in as a GM, so I'm not the player, so
Aha.
you move them.
That's why.
Let me log back in as a player. Or you can just get rid of my GM privileges, whatever.
Bah.
So Ed, based on, I'm assuming
you
that we
go.
can see through the door correctly.
With your
Or correct?
scans. With your scanners, yes.
Okay, so we don't know if the Tzenkethi are in line of sight of the output of the air vent, or do we?
Best guess they are.
Could you ping those locations again where the air ducts come out and where the there's the air ducts where the Cardis. Okay. It might allow one of us to get at least if we have a view to see if Drel is actually in there.
You do figure that you could fit exactly one person in that vent. They would have to crawl, obviously.
Casey, are you in the mood for a little spelunking?
Well, I can certainly give it a shot. Is there anything you can give me, Doctor, that might help me? Some sort, as the chief here said, a tranquilizer, or I don't know, some superhuman potion that's gonna let me even stand a chance in this.
Well, are you planning to go in and attack him, or are you just crawling through and grabbing some intel?
Well, that's a good question. Are we trying to free the Cardassian prisoners, or just figure out what exactly am I looking for here, Commander?
Well, Lieutenant, you're gathering intel. We're not attacking anyone until we know the nature of those prisoners. I think we have a pretty good idea, but let's make entirely sure.
All right. Yeah, I'll try to get in then.
All right.
Without.
Daring security difficulty 3.
Okay. Observation for a focus, since I'm gathering intel.
No, this is to try to stay hidden.
Okay. Survival for staying hidden.
No.
I'll generate. I'll generate a threat for an extra dice and use that 2 momentum to get a 4th dice, since I've been rolling too good. So.
All right, you guys gain a momentum back. So I believe you're at 1.
Yeah.
All right, so Casey, you're able to quietly get into the tube and get there. It is like a grate, so you can see through it. You do notice that the Tzenkethi are very focused, like very disciplined, very focused on the cells. As you scan the Cardassians, they are obviously in various states of injuries. Like a lot of them have like 3rd-degree burns. A few of them might be missing a limb or something. A lot of cuts, a lot of bruising. It does look like they might have even been tortured. You are seeing signs of it with the bruising.
Right. And from where I am, do I see, or can I look for anything that might give us an advantage in the coming fight? Like, I don't know, a magic exploding barrel in video games, or just something else that like might
No, none
be
of that.
useful to know. Okay.
The Tzenkethi are maybe standing maybe 3 feet away from the wall, and they're
Like the
on either
wall.
side of
Good.
the back wall. They're basically straddling the door. They're on either side of the door, and they're maybe 3 feet away from the wall with the door.
And that's the door that we're waiting outside of, I assume.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Then I'll head back with the information that I have.
So, Casey, are you back to the group yet? I'm assuming.
Yep.
Awesome. Commander, I didn't notice Gul Drel. However, the Cardassian prisoners in there are in very bad shape. They need medical assistance very quickly. They're in various. They have various wounds ranging from 3rd-degree burns, missing limbs, and even signs of torture. What we're witnessing here could be even considered a war crime. denying prisoners medical assistance and torturing prisoners.
Well, based on what I know of the Tzenkethi, that is not outside the realm of possibility for them.
Well, any conflict between the Tzenkethi and the Cardassians is going to be the Tzenkethi's first contact with aliens was the Cardassians, who immediately enslaved them.
Yes.
It's because of the Cardis that they're so as isolationist as they are. I
Either way.
read the Alpha Quadrant chapter.
Might need to.
Well, there's
spend a few
certainly no
minutes on
excuse
that.
for acts of atrocity and war crimes.
Agreed. So DeGrasse is gonna make sure he's far enough away from the door to not arouse any suspicion when he taps his comm badge. Away team to the expedition.
Blackwell will activate a shield because these guys are determined to get us in a fight.
Go ahead, Wade team. What's your status?
Captain, we've detected a number of Tzenkethi on the surface. We've also detected a number of Cardassian prisoners as well, based on intelligence gathered from Lieutenant Casey. It appears that they may have undergone some torture at the hands of the Tzenkethi. Unfortunately, they've designed this facility pretty well. It appears that we might not be able to get the Cardassians out of holding without having a bit of a fight with the Tzenkethi. We would not also be able to attempt to hack any of the computer systems without encountering some Tzenkethi as well. I wanted to check in with you, relay the information, and make sure that you are on board with any potential decisions we made down here that might turn violent.
Commander, need to remind you that we are currently not in a state of war with Tzenkethi.
Captain, I'm well aware of that.
Were you able to learn any information off from their computer systems?
Captain, we could attempt to go to the command center of the base. However, there's a very strong possibility that we'll encounter Tzenkethi, either on the way or once we get there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find any other access to their computer systems.
You're not able to gain
potentially through that command
access.
center.
You're not able to gain access to the computer core.
GM, was that a possibility?
Only from the one location.
Captain, unfortunately, I think the command center might be our best bet. We didn't detect any other facilities of interest.
Commander, there is that one Tzenkethi in the conference room. Conference rooms often have terminals. Might not give us full access, but it's a starting point. And also, one Tzenkethi against 5+ of us.
Understood, but unfortunately, I think if we do happen to get into a fight, we might want to be pretty close to the prisoners so we can beam them out quickly. But understood. Captain, I don't know if you just heard the doctor, but there is one Tzenkethi, potentially an officer, in a conference room. We could attempt to overpower that one and try to see what we can do. See if there's a console or something else we can access.
As much as I'd like to get the Cardassian prisoners out of there, unfortunately, we cannot condone an action that would lead the Federation to engage in another war or take sides just yet.
Well, Captain, unless we can come up with any bright ideas very quickly. We might have to leave this to you and your diplomatic flair.
There might be a possibility of a maintenance shaft or the equivalent of a Jeffries tube around the control center. We might be able to access computer systems that way by physically tapping into the hardware from the maintenance side.
Mendrock, do you think that's a possibility?
If you can get me, you can find a access panel, I can certainly try, Commander.
Well, Captain, we can attempt to continue looking around for any other way to gain access to their computer systems down here, if you'd prefer. However, there is the option for diplomacy as well.
We just risk being detected if we keep walking around without.
We need information, Commander, before we can even engage in conflict with the Tzenkethi. Your orders stand.
Understood, Captain.
Do not engage the Tzenkethi unless you have to. But stealth is the key in this case.
Understood, Captain. We'll do our best to find what we can. Away team out. Well, Doctor, let's let Lieutenant Casey know where the command center is. Lieutenant Casey, you take the lead. Let's be quiet and as stealthy as we possibly can. And let's see if we can find any access points.
All right, it's going to be that same movement roll, daring security, difficulty 3, complication.
Sorry, complication what?
3.
I'm going to use a threat to generate the reroll, or generate the threat in case I need a reroll. This would have helped last time.
Well, there's our success. There's some momentum.
Oh, ground tactics for a focus.
Yep.
I'll be damned.
8.
Yep, so you guys will get 5 momentum out of that. And yeah, so you guys follow the path. Again, you encounter nothing on the way. You're able to avoid the few patrols that are out. You don't run into any force fields. You don't run into any dead ends. And then you come to a door to the control room. And you guys scan for life signs, and there are 2 Tzenkethi here that with their backs to the door looking at a control panel, working on a large control panel. And then there's 1 guard at the door. Inside the room looking away toward the panel.
Do we see anything around this door? Any access points? Anything that we could tap into?
Just the same thing, just a single button to open the door, and it opens up as well.
What about maintenance access? Not necessarily right around the door, but
Give me the inside engineering.
Mendrock, you want to do that? You're a heck of a lot better than I am at that.
Yeah.
You suggested it, Blackwell, so you're the one looking.
Very well. Insight engineering. I'll give you a momentum for a 3rd die. Said difficulty 2.
Yep.
Okay, I do not think any of my focuses will apply here.
Yes, you see one. It's on the left side of the hallway. You scan it, and it does seem to wrap around to the control panel, like it's like a maintenance duct.
Chief, I think I found your access point.
Will I fit? Because I'm kind of tall. I will attempt it if it's doable.
All right, so you're gonna
Well, Chief.
go. You're gonna follow the. So what are you guys doing?
Yeah. What do you want me to access? Or attempt to access?
We're trying to tap into their computer system to gain intel. And since there are obviously a bunch of Tzenkethi in the control room, we're seeing if we can't use maintenance access to tap
So
into
bypass it.
right
Okay.
from the maintenance side. GM, is this like a like your standard next generation style maintenance thing where you're crawling but you're not like army crawling your hands and kneesing it kind of size, or what?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we're like trying to like interface with the computer to like get it like on a tricorder or something.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay,
assume. I'd patch my tricorder in.
In current day terminology, we'd be trying to access the trunk line or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I can give you guys a roll for that.
Yeah.
Um.
What do you want me to do?
All right. So Mendoc's probably going to be over here
Yep.
inside the duct.
Yep.
So obviously this is not going to be ideal, and so how this is going to work is it's a gated test, so you have to complete 3 things. The first task is going to be control engineering, difficulty 3, complication range is 2.
Okay.
And we've got 5 momentum, so feel free to buy extra dice if you
Yeah. I would like to use cautious.
Roll. You spend 3 momentum, so you can roll 4 dice.
Alright. Spend.
And you do have a focus in computers, so I will accept that.
Awesome.
Complication range is 2 for
2.
you
Yep.
for all your tasks.
Alright.
nice.
All right, so you get 3 momentum out of that. You are able to interface with the console.
Cool.
The next task is you're going to try to sift through the files to find useful information. That is going to be a reason engineering, difficulty 4, complication 2.
Okay.
GM, while all this is going on, Blackwell will be scanning with his tricorder, trying to give us any warning of approaching Tzenkethi.
Sounds good.
Spend 3 momentum again to roll 4.
Yep. I will do that. And computers for focus still?
Yes.
Or?
Yep. You gain 1 momentum. All right, so you're starting to sift through files, and you're starting to wade through like the junk files, the irrelevant files, personal logs, letters to home. And now you're starting to actually get into like the meat and potatoes, like what this facility is. It's obviously a prison. They do have names listed for for the prisoners and stuff.
There's a roll on there?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And then you have one more roll to pull out the information. especially the very juicy stuff that you're finding. This is going
Okay.
to be Insight Engineering, difficulty 5, complication 2.
Mhm. All right. Insight engineering. Yep. Wow. All right. Well,
Go ahead and spend those
spend
3
the
momentum
momentum.
again. Yeah.
Yeah. So that will give me 4 dice, right?
Yep, this is a difficulty
Right.
5, so I don't
Yeah.
know if you want
Yeah.
to
Do you still have
buy
your
more.
determination?
He
Well,
spent
He
it
used it
already.
for a reroll.
That's
I
right.
used it. Yeah.
You can. Oh, go ahead, Prax.
Well, you can give him 3 threat to roll 5. Or you can go against a
Sure.
value
Yeah.
and attempt to gain a point of determination.
Understands technology better.
Well, you're going against the value.
Oh, yes.
You're
Okay.
challenging a value to gain a point of determination.
How would I do that then?
So basically, you have to find a value that what you're doing kind of goes against.
Oh, okay.
Then you challenge that value, but you have to have another value ready to get the determination that you'll
Yeah, I don't think I
challenge
have
that
one
value.
now.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
don't think any of his fit to challenge
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
So your only really hope is just to give him 3 threat, roll 5 dice.
Yep. All right. Give me 3 threat for 5 dice. And hope I will.
Nicely done.
Very nice.
That was
Almost got that complication.
That was close.
It's totally worth the 3 threat.
Yeah.
All right, so in addition to the list of Cardassian prisoners, which you can confirm the Gul is a part of, you do find 2 communications of note. However, you do not have time to put them through decryption. You will have to do that on the ship. But you do
Alright.
have them loaded to your tricorder.
Okay, great. So I have the recordings or whatever. All right. And I will carefully return to the group
All right. I say we
and
get out of here,
tell
beam back
them
to the ship.
the beam.
Yeah.
Tell them I have information. We must return to the ship. We must beam out now.
Understood. So we relocate a safe enough distance to where we don't think those in Tzenkethi might hear us. And we'll communicate with the ship and request to be beamed back.
The channel is open.
Way team to expedition.
Go ahead, Commander.
Captain, we were able to tap into their systems, and Chief Mendrock was able to download some very interesting information. We'll need to get it back to the ship to run decryption on it. But we were able to confirm that Gul Drel is currently among the prisoners down here at the base.
Understood, Commander. Get to a safe location and prepare for transport.
You got it. Away team out.
All right, give me that difficulty 2 transporter roll, please.
All right. Take a threat.
To momentum.
I'm gonna reroll the ship. She's got Technical
Technical
expertise.
expertise.
Yeah.
3 momentum. And the transport is successful. You are rematerialize inside the transporter room.
Welcome back, Doctor. How does it feel to have your molecules scrambled once again? And I try to joke with the doctor.
I try to. I don't see him out.
Oh, sorry, my
getting this-
mic was muted.
getting the stuff decrypted.
Your sense of humor always fails to amuse, Ensign. If I find one allele out of place, it's coming out of your paycheck.
Now, you two. Oh, Prax is not there.
You could be though. I didn't know who you were talking at.
I was talking as Freya.
Prax could be down there if you want to be.
She's probably on the bridge monitoring things.
Okay, cool.
You don't have to fear, Doctor. You're always safe in this transporter room. Winks.
Famous last words, Ensign.
I don't know if you heard me or not.
What'd you say?
I was going to go see about decrypting this information, Captain.
The captain's not there. It'd be the away team still.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go plug my tricorder in, see about decrypting it.
Yep, we'll probably do that on the bridge. Do I make you roll for it? No, I don't think so.
That was a lot of work to get it. I was nervous as all hell.
Likewise.
Okay, so I am going to post the letters in the general chat for the ship. After he decrypts it, I won't make. So I figure like the captain, commander are like standing over Mindrock's shoulder as he's decrypting. And after a few minutes, it does take a little bit of time. That's eventually what appears on the screen.
DeGrasse is going to turn to the captain, furrow his eyebrows a little bit, say, "Well, Captain, I think we why they were pulling all of our Federation ships back."
Indeed. Open a secure channel to Starbase 214.
One second.
Where a certain admiral is at.
Yep, sorry, I had a mouthful of food. Channel open, Captain.
Admiral Pura, I have information that someone within Starfleet has been in collusion with the Tzenkethi coalition, and they have been orchestrating this from behind the scenes to allow us to move our forces from out of the Cardassian Union to allow the Tzenkethi to engage in open conflict.
And you have proof of this, Captain.
Indeed, I do. Transmitting the evidence now.
And she looks down at her screen. This is most worrisome. It would appear that we have a traitor in our ranks, one with high level of clearance.
Indeed. I request the immediate mobilization of all Starfleet vessels within the area to help meet with Cardassian forces to fend off the Tzenkethi attack.
I concur with this course of action. I will move my fleet into Cardassian space to shore up their defenses.
See you soon, Admiral.
Admiral Para out.
Well, Commander, I believe it's time to go rescue certain Cardassian prisoners on the surface of the planet.
As you can tell, Captain, I was just itching to do that too. So with pleasure.
Mr. Casey, how well are you able to target the Tzenkethi shield generator to not harm the prisoners on the surface of the planet?
I'll see what I can do, Captain. Won't be easy, but should be possible.
I'll give you a phaser blast, Casey. I'll give
Essentially,
you a
it's a precision target on their shield generator so we can beam up
Right.
the prisoners.
Yep.
Like just give
I
it
will
without
give-
roll.
I will give you a difficulty 5 task to precision target the shield generator and touch no other.
Okay.
Blackwell will order medical teams to be standing by the transporters. From what Casey said, they're going to need help, and I'll head to sick bay and prep for emergency trauma surgery.
I'm going to spend my determination on this. The value uphold tradition. Can I change that to uphold Starfleet tradition to be a bit more specific?
That's fine.
leave
One word doesn't matter, but I'm not sure how that would fit in this case.
So like these people are victims of like torture and are in desperate need of medical treatment, which they deserve because they were just wrong place, wrong time, and it's Starfleet's tradition to assist people in situations like this. It's sort of part of the code of being a Starfleet officer, right? That you wouldn't take an action on this when you have the ability to do something.
I will do it.
Awesome. Determination gone. Okay. Shipboard weapon systems, I assume, for focus.
Yes.
It was normal complication range.
Yes.
All right. I will generate a threat.
Yeah. Get some
And
momentum.
then spend all of the momentum, and then I could just do 3 threat, and I'd be able to roll 5 dice.
No,
I
you can
think.
roll 4. You'd be giving him 2 threat, the 3 momentum, that you'd be rolling 4 dice because your determination spend counts as rolling already a pre-rolled dice, essentially.
Oh, so I can't roll 5 plus determination.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Awesome. Got it. Well, I'll do that then.
The ship is assisting.
Yes. Weapon security.
God, ship. No.
So you get 2 momentum.
We'll squash it.
Yeah.
All right, Lieutenant. You fire the phaser on the shield generator. At first, it seems like it was going to resist, but you are able to buff a little bit more power to the phaser beams, and you are able to destroy the shield generator and lower the dampening fields on the station, or on the base, I should say. It is not a station.
Transfer room. Start beaming out the Cardassian prisoners.
Aye, Captain. I will spend some threat here. I'm going to make this a complication 5. 2, 3, 4, 5,
Knights.
6, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So it'd still just be a difficulty. Probably be a difficulty 3 because you're trying to transport all of them at once, I would imagine. And then we'll keep the complication at 5.
Advanced sensors would make it 3, or
Factoring in the advanced sensors, it'll be 3. So base 4.
Spending a determination. I'm gonna roll for Knight because she still has her determination for this. It is comp 5. Always prepared, always vigilant.
Yeah. Yeah, Knight seems like someone who will be okay, I'm always ready to hit the transport button.
Take 2 threat.
I do enjoy threat.
Oh god, Knight. Well, there's the 3. 1 for bold. I gotta roll the ship though real quick. Okay. There's 3. There's 2 complications on the table.
You rolled 2 20s, FYI.
18 and 20.
Oh, that was the ship, sorry. You said you had a bold?
Bold and technical expertise, but I'm going to, as with the captain, give Knight my determination.
Okay.
So that way she can spend the determination to reroll on the same value. To reroll 2.
Sure. Yep.
Because the complication was so high, I didn't want to use the other rerolls just in case I had to reroll again.
Yep. So you guys gain 3 momentum, and you successfully transport the Cardassians out and into the transporter room where the medical team start taking them to.
Captain, I have all of them. Oh, I'm doing Russian. Damn it. Helm, set a course. Get us back into Cardassian space to meet up with the fleet.
Aye, Captain.
Maximum warp.
I have no idea if warp played.
I heard it.
It did.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I heard it.
So you guys enter warp, and I will give you guys. Well, first we got to take care of the Cardassian. So let's go ahead and do that. Doctor, I'll have you make 1 roll, really for the goal.
Okay.
The rest of them, your team's able to stabilize and help, except for the people with torn off limbs.
Mhm.
So this is going to be control medicine difficulty 3. The Gull definitely was tortured. Probably worse than the others. His injuries are pretty tough. Some internal bleeding, some broken ribs.
Okay.
Various 3rd-degree burns, probably from the ship blowing.
Okay, I'm going to spend my determination on every life is worth saving, even the damn spoonheads. I'm assuming like surgery will.
Yeah.
Emergency
Yep.
medicine.
Yep.
Control medicine. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, probably a minor surgery to fix the broken ribs, internal injuries.
Right. All right. I think I'll just
Emergency medicine, because yes.
All right. No, that's 3.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah, and you're able to stabilize the Gull, and as soon as you do, like, he feels a lot better. Is about ready to get up and like start, like, he wants to fight. You know enough about Cardassians that you could tell, like, he wants to rip something's head off.
You'll stay there and heal, or I'll sedate you.
I will do no such thing while we are at war.
I sedate him.
All right, this will definitely be an opposed check.
Can you just activate the pressure field in the med?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, just to put the pressure field on the bed on and then sedate him.
Okay, all right, so I'm still gonna have to see if you could get there before he gets up.
Okay.
But I'll just give this to you as an advantage roll. So just daring medicine, difficulty 2.
All right. I'll give you a momentum for cautious.
Yeah. You get 2 momentum, and yes, you hit the pressure field before he's able to get up, and you sedate him without any further incident. The rest of the Cardassians are too injured, too malnourished, too injured to really do anything. And your teams are taking care of them, so no need to roll for them.
Blackwell to bridge.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Cardassians are all stable. They'll have to be fitted for prosthetics, a couple of them. The Gull was in the worst shape. He'd obviously been tortured pretty badly, but managed to patch him up well enough. He's under sedation while he gets a little rest after his surgery.
I see, Doctor. Notify me when he's well enough to be talked to.
Oh, I could wake him up at any time. I'm not good. He doesn't need to be getting out of bed and moving around.
Understood, Doctor. He can sleep for the time being.
Sick bay out.
All right, I'll give you guys a quick opportunity for any role play, dissect the information you got.
What do you think, number 1?
Well, Captain, unfortunately, I'm not sure that hostilities can be contained at this point, which would obviously be the first order of business. I want to know who this mole is, who this traitor is. It has to be somebody high up in the hierarchy to be able to move these pieces into position.
Indeed. But why would someone in Starfleet want to condone such actions? It's beyond me. Our primary goal in Starfleet is peaceful exploration. Makes me sick to my stomach to think someone,
It's true, Captain, but we have to remind ourselves that, those are our ideals, but people can be tempted to move away from those ideals. And they can hold those ideals in almost every other case. But when presented the opportunity to strike back at something they hate or pull one over, they might take that opportunity. Sure, there's many Federation citizens, and honestly, many in Starfleet who might be tempted to cause damage to the Cardassians. So, I just can't believe that they're willing to put this many lives in jeopardy, whether it's for that reason or any other.
My gut feeling is there's something more to this.
More strategic?
There's some sort of value that mole is getting out of all of this.
Well, in all honesty, that would make me feel better than if it was just simple petty revenge, or even, and DeGrasse kind of spits it out, petty speciesism.
Helm ETA to rendezvous with the fleet.
1 sec. Casey, you got something?
Nope, sorry. Captain, 2 Tzenkethi dreadnoughts are dropping out of warp. They're on an intercept course with us.
Red alert.
And with that, we will end Fork in the Road.